I'm back. What do I have planned for today? Keep watching. All right, I finally did it. I went and I reviewed this line right here, LYS. This is a 100% black owned clean beauty line that is sold exclusively at Sephora or on the LYS website. That's how I got this look. I chose this foundation because I wanted to compare and contrast it to this foundation which I recently reviewed. If you haven't seen that review, the Gucci review, just click the link right above here once you're done watching this video. But if you want to know how I feel and how they compare and contrast, you're gonna have to keep watching. So until my next video, let's get into this one. You guys can hear the air handle. I don't know why, but for some reason it's extra loud right now. But as always, I'll have some music up to kind of soften it, but I know I can hear it, so I'm sure the microphone is picking it up. Hi people, welcome to my channel, Bernie Playing with Makeup. My name is Bernadette. All my friends and subscribers call me Bernie. So if you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell, that way you will be notified every time I upload new content just like this. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back and thank you so much for your support. You are appreciated. I'm reviewing the LYS foundation to see if it's a possible alternative to the Gucci foundation, which is significantly higher in price. As I said in my, As I said in my Fenty skin tint video, I'm going to be reviewing more luxury makeup, and when possible, I want to be able to do a follow-up video to give you guys an alternative that is not as heavy on the pocket as the luxury product I would have reviewed in the video previously. I hope that makes some sense. Guys, I broke my iPad the other day. I am so pissed just because these little tiny phones and me, we don't go together. I can't see that well. The star of the show is gonna be this little puppy right here. It's the LYS, and LYS is the acronym for Love Yourself. Absolutely love that. And the foundation is called the Triple Fix Serum Foundation. This comes in looks like 35 shades. It retails for $22. It's described as an ultra luxury serum foundation that effortlessly conceals blemishes, dark spots, and imperfections with skin care benefits. It's buildable light to medium coverage. And this foundation is this entire line is a 100% clean beauty line. I'm gonna start off, I've been killing this. This is not gonna be a first impression, so I've been using these products for a minute. I just didn't get to upload my review on it. This is the This is the Speak Love Glossy Lip Treatment Oil, and this retails for $12. So I'm gonna start off by moisturizing my lips. In case you haven't seen, this is what the packaging looks like. What I really love about the packaging is in here, there's like a little stopper. So when you put it in there, you're not gonna waste any inside the little case. I really do like that. I think that was a cool feature. I have already done my skincare prep, including putting SPF on. I wanted the SPF to be able to live a little bit before I went in with foundation. So I'm going to be using this to prime. This is the Secure Skin Gripping Serum Primer, and this retails for $22. It's described as a lightweight serum primer that minimizes the look of pores and excess oil for a flawless base, and this is $20. A clear primer. One thing I like with this brand is there isn't one item that costs over $25. I think the most expensive product in this brand is the foundation. Now I've been going outside more than usual, and as you can see, I am looking quite tan in the face, and even my chest looks a little bit like it's darker than it normally would be. I noticed that when I was editing the Fenty Easy Drop foundation, I was like, whoa, like the sun has really changed my skin tone. With the tan, the shades on my face, the various shades that I have going on, it does look a little bit more even. Give me a second, make sure I turn this microphone on. So yes, the microphone is on. We are gonna jump right into it. I do have 2 of this foundation. I have the shade DPG7, and then I also have the shade DPG1. When I originally played with this, DPG7 was a perfect match for me, but that was before I got this little tan situation going on. I am going to swatch both of them. I should have primed. I should have swatched them on my face before I prime. I'm going to swatch both of them on my chest, and then we can determine which one of these is the better foundation for me today. This is DPG7. Okay, that's DPG7. It still looks like a good match for my chest. Okay, no, that's dark. So this is the darker one of them. I think we can see just how much darker this is in comparison to the first one. This is DPG1. So we can see that that one is darker than my chest. Although it may be a good match for my face, but I do match my foundation to my chest. And right here is DPG1. No, DPG7 is what it is. I have the right information on the screen. I promise, and also in the description bar. I think I'm gonna go with the first one that I swatched because I want it to match my chest. On my little makeup tray, I'm gonna pump out 2 full pumps. So that's what we have there. Guys, it is 2:23, so we'll see if we can do a wear test. We're not sure yet. Let me fix my chin. This brand was founded by Tanisha Thompson, I believe her name is, and she used to be at Pure Cosmetics. She played a major role in Pure's 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie foundation, which is one of my all-time favorites. And if you remember, that foundation did come in 100 shades, so it was impossible. Okay, so this looks like it's good. It was impossible for you not to have found your shade in that particular launch. And something I noticed, I guess they must have worked this out together, the names of this particular foundation are the same as the 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie foundation from Pure. Very pretty foundation. Exactly what I remembered from the last time I played with it. Oh gosh, I was supposed to put blush on first, but okay. Alright, that's fine. I did film a video of this line, but that was right around the time when I was forced to take the break that I took from YouTube. I still have the footage. I just wanted to do a more, you know, updated video as opposed to uploading something that I filmed months ago. So just like the Gucci foundation, this is a serum foundation. The Gucci one is not a clean beauty product. I think Gucci comes in 40 shades. And as I said, there's obviously a big price difference. The Gucci one is $68. This one is $22. But I must say, for an affordable foundation, this foundation is all that and then some. As I said, this is not a first impressions video. This foundation is full of skincare properties, a lot more than the Gucci foundation. Like the Gucci foundation, this is light to medium coverage. This foundation here, it is chock full of skincare properties. It has ashwagandha, it has hyaluronic acid, it has turmeric, avocado oils. And this foundation serum leaves behind an untraceable veil that enhances your skin's natural beauty, making it suitable for everyday wear. The foundation is good for normal, dry, or combo skin. So it's good for everyone. Like the Gucci foundation, only you just need a little bit. So I pumped out way too much. So I still have this much left on my tray, and my face is pretty much covered. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more to just get some coverage right here on my forehead. You really don't need a lot of this foundation. So yet again, I am wasting product. What a beautiful lightweight foundation this is. I'm not gonna build it up any further than where I'm at now because I'm satisfied with the coverage. The Gucci foundation has a natural finish, but when I used it, I felt like I got more of a soft matte finish. Whereas this one here, as you can see, it is more on the natural looking side. It looks a little bit dewy though. So I did go ahead and contour and conceal off camera. Products went from LYS, nothing new, same technique. Before I said I want to go in with some blush. This is the highest standard satin matte cream blush. Now as it says, this is a matte blush. I'm kind of cool on that. I really, you guys know that cream liquid blushes aren't really my favorite. It launched with 6 shades and I have 2 of them. I have this one right here. This is called Empowered and is described as a deep berry plum shade. I have Self Love. Of course I have the other pink one. Self Love is described as a rosy mauve shade. If you haven't noticed, this is what the packaging looks like. This is what the packaging for all of their powder cream products looks like. This is the bronzer and this is the highlighter. I actually really love the shape of it, triangle shape. I think the triangle shape, like I said, the name of the brand is Love Yourself. The triangle shape kind of goes with that theme. Because the blush is a matte, the packaging on the blush is a bit matte as compared to the packaging on the other items. I think I want to go in with the plum shade, which is this one right here, and this one is called Empower and it's described as a berry plum. I'm going to use my sponge, my beauty blender. I did find that this does pick up, it does move the product a little bit. That's why at first I wanted to put it down before I even went in with anything. I'm tapping this on very, very gingerly so that I don't move the foundation or the concealer that's underneath it, because I found that that happened the first time I used these. So they launched 4 setting powders called the Triple Fix Translucent Press Setting Powder, and they retail for $18. Setting underneath my eyes, pressed powders aren't my favorite for a loose powder, but this is what I have. I did get 2 shades. So I have the shade Deep, which is this one here. So this is going to be the deepest shade. I'm going to use that to set my entire face. To set my highlight areas under my eyes especially, I'm going to use this one here. This is the medium tan shade. This is a little bit lighter than my comfort zone, but I'm gonna go in with this one. I just want to see how it performed under the eyes. I can't really remember how it performed the last time I used it. I do have a mirror in the compact, which is always good. But that's not too bright, especially in comparison to how it looks in the pan. So I need to be a little bit lighter. Like I said, I can't remember what my thoughts on it was when I used it the first time. Now I'm going to set all over my face, and I'm going to be using the darkest shade in the range, which is deep. The powder looks a bit cool tone to me. This is the bronzer again. The name of this bronzer, I believe, is, what is it? Strength? Yeah. The name of this shade is Strength. And it is warm, but it is not as warm tone as I normally like my bronzers. So we're gonna see how she performs. They are very finely milled. Finely milled, the powders. So she can bring that color back that I like. You know, I live for a bronzer moment. This is not a secret. Watch my videos, you know the bronzer is what I love. I don't feel like the bronzer is as warm as other bronzers that I have. You guys know I like my bronzers to be warm. I like to have that really sun-kissed look. I am back, face finish. I have thoughts, obviously. I try to keep it black on as much as possible. So on my lips, I just went in with this lip gloss from Fenty Beauty. I chose a clear lip gloss because the line doesn't have any lip product, but I did want a little bit of color, so that's why I went with that one. First of all, I do like this look. I have been using liquid eyeshadows on my lid, and I have really been liking the way they've been turning out, just because I have deeply hooded lids, and when I go in with just powder, I don't like it. It doesn't look flattering at all. This here is not off the shoulder, but it is too big for me up here, so I'm trying to make it off the shoulder. Now we can give our thoughts and feedbacks on the LYS brand. We'll talk about it in the order which I use it. This lip oil, I have been using this lip oil as a regular part of my lip care ever since I got it. I absolutely love it. I love that it is thick enough for me to wear at night. As I've said on numerous videos, I do sleep with some kind of moisturizer on my lips. I've tried this before, and when I wake up the next morning, my lips were not overly dried or cracked. That tells me it's a nice product for someone who's not easily dehydrated, and it'll work wonders for you if it works for me. This here, the primer, I once said this is not a first impressions video. The primer kind of behaves a little bit differently today. The primer, when I first saw this, I thought it was going to be more like the Milk Hydro Grip primer. It is not. In the past, when I've used the primer, I felt like the primer was more mattifying than it was today, using the exact same foundation. So I don't know what's up with that, but I have been using this primer with other foundations, mostly serum foundations. I find this primer works really well on serum foundation. This is what I consider the star of the show, or the star piece of this brand. This foundation, $22. Absolutely beautiful for $22. I love that even though it's an affordable foundation, they didn't skimp at all, not with the product, and they pay attention to the packaging. This packaging is beautiful for a $22 bottle of foundation. This one here is heavy, and so is this. It's in a frosted glass, and so is this. Let's talk about how this compares to this. The first thing with this is it has a lot of skincare properties, so I absolutely love that. It is lightweight. It goes on very easy. It's light to medium coverage, although I do believe you can build it up to full coverage. I feel like with everything I have on my face, it kind of almost like I have a full coverage foundation on, and you guys say I didn't go in with a lot. And that's the other thing, you don't need a lot of this. Now we'll compare that to this, which is $68, $65 or $68, I'm not quite sure, somewhere around there. Somewhere around $68, $65. It doesn't have much more skincare properties. It goes on very easily. It's feather lightweight, and I did get a decent amount of wear time out of this. So we're gonna be comparing that wear time to what we get from the LYS foundation. It is now 4:08. I think I started around 1 o'clock or 1:30. The setting powder, the packaging, everything was about all of the powder products are in the same packaging. I love the packaging, as I've already said. The setting powder is not my favorite setting powder. I don't like pressed setting powders to begin with, and also I felt like the shade that I have, which was the only shade I could get, the shade is a little bit more cool tone than I prefer my setting powders to be. The bronzer, we know how much I love bronzing. This bronzer is, I think it was $16. If that's incorrect, I'll put it on the screen. But this bronzer was about $16. It is not, not as warm tone as I like my bronzers. Would I recommend it? Absolutely. Has replaced at least one bronzer in my collection. The blush, I did not enjoy the blush at all. The blushes are matte blushes. This is the shade here, and as you can tell, it's not that pigmented. Especially when you compare how it looks in the pan, it's not nearly as pigmented as I would have liked. This formula I really didn't enjoy. I enjoyed the Fenty Beauty formula more than I enjoyed this formula. But everything in the brand, this was my least favorite, the cream blush. Now, when we talk about the brand overall, for an affordable brand, the products are amazing. I absolutely love the products. I mean, I feel like my face, the foundation, it looks just like the way the Gucci foundation looked. So it is a great alternative to paying $68 if you don't want to, or you don't feel like it for whatever reason, but you want to get something that is similar to the Gucci foundation. Like I said, I've had it on now since 1 o'clock or 1:30, I want to say. It's now 4 o'clock. I will keep it on for as long as I can, just so you can have a good comparison on how it wears, how it lasts in comparison to the Gucci foundation that we are comparing it to. I decided on this particular foundation as a possible alternative to the Gucci foundation based on both of them being a serum foundation, and they have similar, some of the ingredients are similar, as well as the LYS foundation. It is chock full of skincare loving products. So that alone to me makes it a good contender against the Gucci foundation if you're shopping on a budget. One thing I always say, and I'm going to continue to say this, please don't feel like you ever have to go out and buy a product just because you see me review it. I'm a big believer in treating myself. If you want to treat yourself every now and then go right ahead and do that. If you can afford to go luxury with me, go luxury with me. If you can just go more affordable, we can do that too. That's why I'm doing both. Hey, that way everyone is covered. I am back. It is 8:48 p.m. I think it was 1:30 when I started putting this foundation on, and it was a little bit after 4 o'clock when you last saw me. This is how we looking. I did not blot, I didn't do anything whatsoever. My T-zone area is quite oily. The perimeter in person doesn't look as oily as the T-zone does, but there is some oils peeking through. And it's been about 7 hours, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say the wear test that I did with the Gucci foundation, I want to say that was about 7 hours as well. What I will do is insert a clip of how I looked at final check-in time, so we can take a look at that in comparison to how we look in here. From what I remember, I think I look more oilier than I did with that foundation at 7 hours in. This looks, I wouldn't call this dewy or a healthy glow. Reason being, like right around here, this is oils, Jack. That's oils just peeking through. It will almost look like the foundation broke down, but in person it doesn't look like it broke down. But on camera I can see that's how it looks, but it didn't break down. In person it is fine. No settling anywhere, just really more dewy than I had expected. Now if you're talking about the Gucci foundation, remember I did say the Gucci foundation said that the finish is a natural finish, but I felt like the finish I got was soft matte. This is a natural finish, I believe it says. Okay, I don't see where it says what kind of finish this is on their website, but I would think this is a natural finish. It is a lightweight foundation. It's supposed to be good for normal, dry, and combination skin, but not oily skin. Now I think that says a lot, and that would explain why my face looks so shiny. So if you have oily skin, this foundation is not recommended for you. I would say set your primer if you want to give it a try and your skin type is oily. It doesn't say how much wear you should expect from it. I'm just looking at information about the ashwagandha. It's a powerful herb that helps to combat skin stress and visible signs of aging. Hyaluronic acid, which we know is a hydrating skincare product. Turmeric, it provides antioxidant protection. Avocado oil helps to refine the skin's moisture for the appearance of a rejuvenalized and firmer looking complex, whilst providing the antioxidant benefits. So that's about all that I see on this. The blush, we can still see the blush a little bit, but because the blush wasn't doing what I wanted it to do, I did put some powder blush on top of the blush to set it. Just because, like I said, I didn't like the blush. The blush is my least favorite thing from this launch. Everything else I really do like and enjoy. You guys know I feel like there's no such thing as not blotting when you're wearing a foundation. You're always gonna have to blot. It's just a matter of how long the foundation lasts. This is the second clean beauty foundation that I have reviewed on my channel, and in comparison to what the Bare Minerals foundation did, I'm happy with this because it didn't totally melt off from my face, although it looks that way in person. But sorry, it looks that way on camera, but in person, I promise you, this foundation is still here. The powder I used to set under my eyes, I feel like the powder is not a good powder for setting underneath the eyes, because I feel like under my eyes look drier than they normally would. So I don't think it's a good powder for setting under the eyes. I couldn't remember what it did the last time. That was so long ago. Yeah, I feel like it dries out my eyes, and it is over accentuating my crease that are already deep, but I don't remember seeing them looking this deep when I'm looking in the monitor or when I'm looking in person into the mirror. We're gonna see how easy it is to calm this foundation down and put our oils back at bay. I'm using the same powder. All right, I'm using the same brush that I use to set my face. And as you know, what I normally do is I just use this to blot whatever product is left on it is what we are going to have. And oh my goodness, that's pretty. Okay. That didn't take much. That really didn't take much. In person, it's looking like I just put this on. Around my nose, the sides of my nose that are oiliest. All right. In person and on camera, I think she looked good once you blot her. It didn't take much to bring it back. Not at all. I think for $22, it is a great foundation. It's definitely an alternative to the Gucci $68 bottle of foundation. And it's a foundation that I will be pulling this summer. I really do like it. I don't know if I want to get a shade that's closer to my chest, or if I'm just gonna see how much more I tan this summer. Although homegirl look like she making a comeback, and I may end up being stuck inside again. Like we might have we might have breathed a sigh of relief too quickly, and homegirl look like she's trying to make a comeback. So we'll see how that goes. And it's definitely a foundation I would recommend. My thoughts on none of the products have changed. The one thing that I don't care for, and I remember this from the first time I tried it, is the blush. I don't care for the blush. Like I said, I do want to give the blush a try by putting them on underneath the foundation and seeing how that works. But right now, it's my least favorite thing from the launch. After that, everything else I like. We have reached the end of our video. As always, guys, I want to thank you for spending part of your day with me. I do appreciate it. If you are not yet a Bernie babe, I don't know what you're still waiting on. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and make it official. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell. That way you will be notified every time I upload new content just like this. Until next time, guys, please be safe. Bye.